What a pass. Giddy underneath for JRE. The reverse and the rookie-to-rookie action. Outside Lou Dort. He'll get the flyby. 3 on the way, and he rattles it in. SGA defended closely by Westbrook. Tough. Step back. Gets up the shot. Banks it in for the lead.
This is Lou Dort. You're listening to the Uncontested.
What is up, and welcome to the Uncontested podcast, coming to you live Sunday, May 15th, 2 days from the NBA draft lottery. 2 days where, regardless if it's a good outcome or a bad outcome, we can all collectively stop clenching our butts and just let it go. The stress, the anxiety will be gone. We are a proud part of the Blue Wire Podcast Network, official pod of SI Thunder, and I am your host for the evening, Jacob Niffen. Got my guy, Justin Peabody, with me.
Hello, everybody.
The man making the magic happen. We got JD Silva.
Fellas.
And we may have Taylor join us later. Dad doing dad stuff currently. So we'll see how the Peterson baby fares the rest of the evening to see if Taylor will join us or not. Gentlemen, I feel like we've talked about the same thing over and over and over about, where the Thunder's going to land, all these tankathon spins. We'll do our final tankathon spin tonight too. Yes. At least final tankathon spin for the OKC, or for the Uncontested podcast for the OKC Thunder. But before we dive into, I think we have some fresh content tonight. It's not something that we've talked about previously. Before we get there, though, I have to ask you, if you just got waxed by 40 points in a game 7, and then you had to come out and sit at the podium and give press availability, what are you saying?
I'm just here so I don't get fined.
I love it.
I'd probably talk about the flight I'm booking. I'm booking to like Nepal so I could start climbing mountains without any technology on me and finding like a Buddhist temple somewhere in the mountains. I'm not coming back.
Tough. That's tough, man. Monty
Williams is a good dude. He doesn't deserve to have to go out there and do media availability tonight.
Like watching a little bit of Boston, Milwaukee this afternoon, I was like, yeah, man, game 7s are awesome. I can't wait for the Thunder to be back in the playoffs. Like, get to experience that again. And then watching the Phoenix crowd as it just got worse and worse and worse. And remembering the flip side of the playoffs, which Thunder fans are not unfamiliar with. We've had plenty of moments to experience like that. Not necessarily in a game 7, but the highs and lows of NBA playoff basketball on full display today.
That potential for embarrassment is always there.
Yeah.
I mean, that's so tough.
That's
man.
so bad.
Getting cooked
like
by
injuries that we don't know about.
And it's
like
at home too, which is like the worst part of it. Neither of the game 7s necessarily close either.
Yeah.
Typically we've had game 7 since this, I think. But I always think back to that Jazz Denver series in the bubble round 1.
Yep.
That game 7 where dudes were just like, it was ugly basketball because dudes were just fighting and clawing. And who was it? A Mike Conley 3/4 court heave, like rattles out at the buzzer to win it. Like it came down to that very, very last moment. I always think about that game 7 and how awesome that was. Or game 7 in the finals, Dubs versus Cleveland, and just the tension that built in that game. Neither one of these really had that. Kind of sucks.
It is a letdown for Sunday viewing. That's for sure.
But hey, now people can tune into the Uncontested, which is going to be much more interesting than
Dallas fans just watching hockey tonight. Let's be honest.
Yeah. Big Mike says, let's be honest, Robert Sarver kind of deserves this. Maybe he did, but Chris Paul did not. I think
Tough but fair.
odds on betting is like Sarver is not the owner of the Suns next year.
I would say that feels like a safe bet.
Yep.
All right, gentlemen, let's dive into some Thunder stuff now. 2 days away from the NBA draft lottery. Incredibly exciting.
Mm-hmm.
Also incredibly terrifying.
Mm-hmm.
Gonna finally see what happens. If you joined us Friday on Twitter Spaces, Silva, Taylor, and I did an exercise where we intentionally got a tankathon spin that landed the Thunder at 6. And then we tried to trade pick 6 up into like the top 3. And we discussed who was in the top 3 in that lottery spin, what the types of trade packages would look like, what teams would be looking for, etc. Tonight on the show, same exercise, different draft pick. We have already done our tankathon spin. The results are Houston at 1, San Antonio at 2, Detroit at 3, Thunder stay at number 4. But we're going to ignore that top 4. Thunder are at 4. That's awesome. But we're going to ignore that top 4 because tonight we are going to try to trade pick 12 back up into the top 10. We're going to try to trade it to Orlando at 5, Indiana at 6, Portland at 7, Sacramento at 8, the Pelicans at 9, the Washington Wizards at 10, and the New York Knicks at 11. So let's start at the worst pick, guys, at pick 11, and talk what it would take to move up one spot and work our way all the way up to pick number 5. And while we do this, we can also discuss who the Thunder's target might be in that like 5 to 10 range as well. So, Justin, why don't you lead us off here? We're trying to trade pick 12 up one spot to the New York Knicks at pick 11.
I mean, let's just throw in like a pack of Sonic hard seltzers and call it a day, right? Give him a little ocean water, blow that New Yorker mind. I think that would get it done. But in all honesty, looking at the Knicks, looking at the Knicks, man.
Just look at them.
Just look at them. Not a great place to be, stuck in the middle. I guess it's better than being stuck at the bottom like they had been previously. But I feel like they could use anything from a player standpoint. I feel like what they need is a pick. I think giving them some future draft capital is maybe more enticing than anybody on the Thunder roster, at least for like moving one spot.
Mm-hmm.
Like, does Mike Muscala move you one spot? I don't know, maybe.
I don't think so. I was thinking like a Darius Baisley. Yeah.
Maybe Darius Baisley. To me, it feels like a future pick of some sort. Toss in a future pick, give him a little more draft capital.
Does 12 and 30 get it done?
12 and 30 probably gets it done.
Probably
think
does.
so?
I was thinking about that. Yeah.
My issue with this one, and I think us three are good at looking at things prospectively and taking both sides. I don't see the Knicks trading back, honestly. Like, I see them using pick 11 to try to go make a splash and get like a bigger named guy. Like, would they trade pick 11 and Evan Fournier in a sign and trade for like Jalen Brunson or something? You know, like I see them trying to do something along those lines and not get a mild asset from OKC to slide back one spot. Now, maybe they don't have a trade, a big trade in their pocket, and something like that is possible. I think 12 and 30 makes a lot of sense. But Silva, you mentioned Baisley. I think Baisley's interesting here too.
He feels like a Nick, just in general. I feel like Julius Randle might be on the way out sometime soon, and he would slot right in that role, if even if he's not as skilled as Julius.
Rich Paul getting him to a big market.
Yep.
Fits the narrative.
It
I think though,
does.
like if you're the Knicks and you can't trade up, and it feels like it feels like something Sam Presti would do. Like, you're at 11, maybe you have your eye on somebody and you talk to the Thunder and it's like, all right, I feel like they'll probably still be there at 12. Let's go scoop up an extra pick. and still get the guy we want anyway. That's shrewd business right there.
Yeah. Now, there has to be a guy that like Presti is really chomping at the bit to just jump one spot, right?
Yeah, for
Like
sure.
but you typically don't see teams unless it's at the very, very top. I think the farther down the draft board you get, jumping one spot is less significant, but at
For
the
sure.
top, jumping one spot is very significant.
Yeah, that's a good point. It probably makes a lot less sense from the Thunder's perspective,
Mhm.
that trade, than it would from the Knicks' perspective.
Yeah, like jumping 4 to 3 is much more seismic than jumping 12 to 11.
For sure.
I think this one's kind of a wash. I think both teams would kind of walk away from this. Don't you guys think so?
I
Yeah.
agree. Doesn't make much of a difference for either one of them.
All right. Well, Silva, you got the next one then, which is Washington at pick 10.
Yeah, I wonder if we could give them their trade 12 and give them their pick back that we acquired recently. I'm looking up the details of that trade. Acquired with a 2021 number 16 pick. Was that the Şengün pick?
Yes, the Thunder got that pick from Houston
Yes.
in the Şengün trade. And I think
I have the details of that pick.
I could be wrong. I think that pick is a pick that Houston got from the Russell Westbrook trade.
That's funny. Yeah, the details of that pick really quick. Top 14 protected in 23, top 12 in 24, top 10 in 2025. And then
an underrated thing of them getting that pick back is the Stepien rule, right? If they want to trade a future pick, they're kind of limited because they don't know when that pick is going to convey. And so you can't trade it in any of those years it could convey, or the year before or the year after, unless you put like some crazy stipulations on it. So getting that pick back for them kind of opens up a lot of doors for them as far as making future deals.
Yeah. Do you think would you think that'd be an overpay, or is that fine? I
think that's about market value. Justin, do you think so?
I think so. I think that feels fair.
You drop 2 spots and you get your future pick back, and maybe Washington is a team that feels like, hey, we can use the pick we just got back to go and make a deal to build something around Bradley Beal. And maybe we can slide back to 12 and still get a guy that's like in this tier that we like. I think they need a point guard really bad.
Mhm.
There's like a Dyson Daniels that's still on the board at 12. And so they feel like they could slide down 2 spots, still get Dyson, get their own asset back, and be able to make another trade over the summer to really like solidify their roster. That one makes some sense to me, Silva.
That's probably the type of value Presti was thinking about when he traded away the Şengün pick last season, since Houston offered 2 for that pick. This would let Oklahoma City move up 2 spots in this draft.
And then you still have that leftover pick from the Şengün trade. So it's like you're getting more bang for your buck. That's a total Presti move right there, I think.
What kind of player do you think is available at 10 that the Thunder are looking at? Do you think Duren's going to slide to 10?
I think Duren is a player who could definitely be there.
I could see him being a big enough prospect for them to move up and take, since if they'd be afraid of him being taken at 11 or with that pick by a different team.
Justin, do you think Duren fits like Sam Presti? Like, do you think Sam would take Duren?
I think he'd take Duren. Yeah, if he's there, I think absolutely. I don't know if he'll be there. I kind of think he might be gone already.
I could see him being taken around like 8.
Mm-hmm. I'm wondering about like AJ Griffin.
If AJ Griffin slides,
I
think that would make a ton of sense.
Mm-hmm.
We've talked a little bit about this one. I know Kamiar isn't high on this one at all. So Kamiar, if you're listening, I apologize. Jeremy Sohan seems like a real thundery pick.
To say that too. Sohan and AJ Griffin, I think, are intriguing here.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Sohan. I don't know if I would. I don't know if I would want Sohan and Baisley on the team at the same time. I'd be looking for a way to reroute old Darius out of here. If we have Sohan, I like Sohan in general. Has lots.
Justin had the idea last week. If they draft him, we're making. What was the shirt idea, Justin?
Don't mess with the Sohan.
Yes, 100%.
So dumb. I'm sorry to everyone again.
No, we're making it. And then if they draft Paulo, we're making like Apollo 13 shirts. Like,
if he does, he should wear 13. Like, I know, he's got 5 in college, but if he comes to the Thunder, 5's taken. Get that boy in 13.
Apollo 13 is not the one that blew up, is it?
We don't need to talk about that.
Honestly, I don't know.
Yes, it is.
Oh, it is? Okay.
Oh God,
No, I don't know.
I don't know.
Well,
It
hey,
just- it
Paulo's
feels
going to
right.
blow up and be a superstar.
Mm.
That's probably a pretty insensitive
Might
joke.
blow up on the
Apologies.
Rockets.
Um,
God.
I think an
Apollo
AG Griffin
13 on the
slide.
Rockets. It's too good.
It's so good.
I think you
That-
just manifested that.
I did.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I
Free
think so.
T-shirt idea to all our Rockets fans
It's not free.
out there. It's not free. We're
Um,
gonna make it anyway.
Yeah, if someone makes it, we're going to sue. So it sounds like at 10, I think the deal with Washington is 12 and Washington's future pick that the Thunder owe back to them.
Yeah.
The Thunder probably do it to go get a guy like Sohan, a guy like AJ Griffin. What if a guy like Ben Mathurin is still available there? Is that a guy you see the Thunder reaching for?
I'd take Mathurin too. Yeah.
Is he like a book night with less risk? Because since he has more,
I think he's
feel like he has
more
defensive upside. I feel
more defensive upside, but he has mental lapses defensively a
yeah.
lot. I think last week on the show I said that I thought the peak Ben Mathurin comp is like Thunder edition Victor Oladipo.
It's funny you say that. I have Kevin O'Connor's big board pulled up, and he has for Mathurin shades of Jamal Crawford, Karis LeVert, and prime Oladipo.
See, I don't think prime Oladipo to me is first year Indiana Pacers Oladipo, who was
Yeah,
that's an
insane.
all NBA
Who went
player.
toe to toe with LeBron James
Right.
in the playoffs.
Right.
I don't see that.
Yeah,
I mean, that'd be freaking awesome.
Shades of.
yeah.
There you go. All right, Justin, you get the next one. This one we're trying to trade up to number 9 with the New Orleans Pelicans.
Pelicans are a weird one again. Obviously the very, very fun play-in that we watched together in person. That was a blast. They have kind of positioned themselves like it doesn't seem like they're looking to make any splashy moves. So there's not any like massive gaps on their roster. I mean, listen, the most obvious deal here is we'll take that pesky Zion situation off your hands and you can give us pick 9. We'll give you 12 in return just because we care.
Mm-hmm.
Outside of that, I think again, like draft capital is probably the right move here.
The thing is, they already have so much draft capital in the
you
AD
sound
trade.
like someone talking about the Thunder.
Yeah, I know.
Is there such thing as too much?
Well,
I don't think there is.
Here's my argument against that, Justin. I think for the Thunder, a team that is still deep in the rebuild, you could argue like, okay,
that's
more
fair.
draft capital is good.
I see where you're going.
But the Pelicans have expectations next year now.
That's fair.
They need something like tangible.
That's fair. I'll buy that. So if the Thunder, let's work off some assumptions here. If the Thunder are giving something tangible and not a future draft asset, I don't want to just keep throwing Darius Paisley out
Is there any salary the Thunder can take back?
I think the
Grant?
the biggest need for the Pelicans is probably like a playmaking guard.
So it's funny you say that because I was just about to float the idea of like Ty Jerome to New Orleans.
I think that fits, but that doesn't move you up. It would have to be 12 Ty and something.
Yeah.
30?
No, a tie on its own definitely doesn't get it done. But of the Thunder guards, he's probably the one that fits the best. Like Teo doesn't do anything to that trade. Vít Krejci doesn't do anything to that trade.
Trey Mann is just CJ
probably
McCollum
not-
2.0.
Yeah, you're not giving Trey Mann to move up 3 spots.
Do they want
probably.
Kenrich back?
That'd be incredible.
Yeah.
I would love that. Maximizing your investments on Kenny Hustle. I mean, I feel like Ty Jerome and a draft capital sweetener maybe get you there with 12,
Yeah.
obviously.
At 9, I have to ask it. I'm going to ask it from 9 up. Okay. With the contract situation looming, I think it's too much here. But 12 and Dort.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Dort and Zion on the same team is incredible. It's like Dort and then like 6'8" Dort.
Yeah, that's terrifying.
That's a girthy team.
I don't like that phrase.
Sick.
They got a lot of girth, and then they got skinny old Brandon Ingram.
Yeah, I don't do that to move up to 9. That seems steep.
That's an overpay.
Considering that that's kind of what they were looking to move from 6 to 3. And like you said, moving from 6 to 3 last year, even though it's 3 spots, is not the same as moving from 12 to 9.
Totally agreed. I struggle to see a trade here.
Yeah, I think so.
I think that's kind of where we're at. Would you guys agree?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like the Pelicans are very happy to stand pat in this situation.
Definitely. Next one for Silva, trading up to pick number 8, the Sacramento Kings.
I made a joke about how I would need to lowball them on the Twitter Spaces. I feel like I could try that here. 12 and 30? 12 and 30? Move up to... It's not enough. It's not enough. I will ask the question, is Dort an overpay in this scenario? 12
I still
and
say
Dort.
yes.
I still kind of think it is too. I might have to keep that in my back pocket for one more.
Now, could you fool the Kings into overpaying for Kenny Hustle? Maybe.
Cheaper, it could be like a cheaper Harrison Barnes for their team.
Feels like
12, 30, and Kenny?
It feels like the tier of player that they would get irrationally excited about acquiring.
And let's be very clear. Like, the Sacramento Kings have no plan. They are the epitome of F it, let's do it live. Bill O'Reilly. Like, that is exactly what they are doing here.
They're just rolling the ball out.
Also, Silva, that would be an incredible sound drop. You need to get Bill O'Reilly saying, F it, we'll just do it live.
We'll have to grab that.
Yeah, we'll have to get that one. Like, they are not interested in rebuilding. And a high lottery pick is rebuilding. They proved it last year when they traded Tyrese Halliburton for Domantas Sabonis. They are not interested in playing the long game and doing this the right way. What did Sam Presti say? Doing it, trying to fix it quickly takes a long time. That is straight up throwing shades at the Sacramento Kings.
The Kings in a nutshell right there.
Yes. So I think something like 12, 30, and Kenrich could be on the table here because Kenrich makes them better today.
Yep.
I think that's an interesting one.
He might be like their second best small forward immediately.
Yeah, it might. You would maybe have to do like, what if it was, is it too much if it's 12, 30, Kenrich, and Muscala? Is that too much?
Would that be just for that pick?
Yes.
It feels
12,
like a lot.
30, Kenrich, Muscala to jump from 12 to 8.
Feels like a lot.
I'd drop 30. I don't know that changes it that much, but it doesn't feel like they need all of that.
I think that's probably what they'd ask for.
Yeah.
From the Kings' perspective. What if it was 34 instead of 30?
The funny thing is both those players like help them. Both of them do. Like,
I mean, it doesn't move the needle a lot, but it does move the needle.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Darius Baisley makes a ton of sense there with Harrison Barnes.
And Sabonis, it just doesn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think so either. This is one where Baisley doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Is there some bad salary you could take back from them? Like, I don't know. I don't think the Kings are like savvy enough to know to trade away bad salary.
Yeah. Ron Adivit would question that immediately. De'Aaron Fox might be their bad salary in a couple of years.
Oh my gosh. I'm going to take the Kings perspective on this, and I'm asking for 12, 30, Kenrich, and Mike Muscala for 8. Thunder Brain Trust. That's what I got on the table. Pick 8 is currently on the clock. You want it or not? This is definitely AJ Griffin range.
Yep.
This is, I don't think it's probably Keegan Murray range. This is Jalen Duren possible range.
Yeah.
That's the
Ben
one I was
Mathurin, Jeremy Sohan are still available.
Yeah.
Yep. I think you do it.
That also lets you free up a couple roster spots.
Right.
You're going to have to trim roster spots anyways.
Yeah, I think you do it. I mean, the flip side of like of putting the realism hat on with both of these picks is like the emotional side of things of Kenny saying he wants to retire in OKC, and everybody's well aware of how Mike Muscala feels about OKC. Like
Those are like the
that's
two
a little
worst
tough,
guys to trade to Sacramento.
To Sacramento.
Yeah.
If you're trading them to like Dallas
right
or Golden State or Boston, it's a different story.
Mhm.
Trading them to literal hell.
Basketball hell.
Basketball hell.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That'd be bad.
Yeah.
That's
you can promise them a ticket to the next legacy celebration that the Thunder have
There
in
you
however
go.
many years.
I think for the Thunder, you have to take that deal, right?
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
so.
Yep.
All right. I think that was that one Silva's.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. Justin, you are up number 7. We're trying to trade up to number 7 in the Portland Trailblazers.
Portland Trailblazers. I thought we were doing the Pacers. Sorry, I got very confused. I was looking at my screen and I had the Pacers pulled up as I was saying the words Portland Trailblazers. Yeah, the Portland Trailblazers.
This is a team that wants to win
yes,
now.
They want to win now. I'm not sure. I mean, I feel like the obvious one from Portland's perspective here is probably Lou Dort.
Mm-hmm.
And that's probably the only one, like player wise. I don't know that anybody else on OKC's like getting the Trailblazers front office excited. But Lou Dort on that team he'd be a nice complimentary piece.
I think so.
I think he's basically as good as Josh Hart. Close to it, at least.
You can play Josh at the 3.
Yeah. That'd be helpful.
Yeah.
Basically could help like marginally because they just traded away Larry Nance and but they would want Dort, I think.
I think they'd want Dort.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't know. It's getting more feasible in this range.
12 and Dort makes a little more sense here.
12 and Dort to get to 7. That feels like something the Thunder would entertain, at least. I mean, we've mentioned Jalen Duren a couple times, but like Shaden Sharp potentially? Question mark? If you could get Shaden Sharp, you trade 12 and Dort to do it?
I think so.
I think you probably do, even if it hurts.
Here's an idea. Our first 3-teamer of the night.
Oh.
You ready for this?
Mm-hmm.
Pick 12 and pick 30. I'm still working through this in my brain. Pick 12, pick 30, and a future Portland pick go to Detroit. Jeremy Grant goes to Portland.
Uh-huh.
Pick are we on 7?
Mm-hmm.
Pick 7, and for salary matching purposes, because the Blazers have to match salary, Eric Bledsoe come back to OKC. There's one more. There has to be one more piece from OKC going out because 12 and 30 and taking on Eric Bledsoe, I don't think is going to finish this thing off. So we're going to also send Kenrich Williams. So 12, 30, Kenrich Williams, and you eat Bledsoe's salary. Portland gets out of the draft, gives up a future pick, and they get off of Bledsoe to get Jeremy Grant.
Yep.
And then the Pistons get 3 picks. 12, 30, and then a future Portland pick.
I think that sounds good? Question mark?
Too. Yeah.
Who says no?
Most likely, I feel like OKC.
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like they're doing the most legwork in that trade.
Portland's giving up 2 picks and Eric Bledsoe
Yep.
for Jeremy Grant.
Yep.
The Pistons are just giving up Grant for 3 picks,
Yep.
which kind of feels like an overpay.
Yeah, definitely.
It's an interesting one. I don't know.
Mhm.
I just literally pulled that out of my ass live on the podcast. So
Well,
I was gonna say that was
Smells
much more
great.
detailed than I could wing on
Yeah.
the spot.
that gets to the point that I was going to talk about, is that in this scenario, OKC would probably be in a bidding war with Detroit, since
Mm-hmm.
Portland wants
Yep.
Jeremy Grant.
Yeah, that's a great point.
is 7 let's remove Oklahoma City from that for a moment. Is 7 too much for Jeremy Grant?
That might be about right.
I feel like it's a bit of an overpay.
It probably is, but
I mean, again, Eric Bledsoe is the easy salary match there.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's tough.
If
But
you're
what
Detroit,
choice do you have?
if you're Detroit,
Portland?
would you rather get pick 7 or pick 12, 30, and a future Portland pick?
that package. Though,
I think I'd take the more bites at the apple.
Yep.
I think so too.
Especially
Already, you're not trying to. I mean, you'd love to get another superstar, but you've already got piece number 1 in place with Cade.
Yep.
I don't know how much better picks the player pick at pick 7 you'll find than at pick 12 at this point either.
It's a good point. Silva, you got the next one. It is pick 6 in the Indiana Pacers.
Oh, fun. Let's see. What can we do here? It's going to be 12. It's going to be 30. What does Indiana want? Is Indiana just taking Keegan Murray at 6?
That feels very likely.
That feels
to be
right.
honest.
Feels very Indiana.
It does. What would it be? What would it be?
The Pacers just very uninspiring on paper. Like they have Miles Turner, they have Isaiah Jackson.
Yeah.
Will TJ Warren ever play basketball again? We'll see. They have O'Shea Brissett, which I always read his name as Brisket.
Yeah.
Buddy Hield, Malcolm Brogdon. Like I feel like they could be primed to make a handful of moves.
Yeah, they have players at like every position that are solid like that have trade value at least.
Right.
I don't know.
Would you
what
give them
players-
12, 34, and Dort for 6?
Yeah.
Tyrese plays the 1, Dort plays the 2 on that team.
Yeah.
Yep.
They drop back 6 spots to 12, and then they pick up a high-level second rounder as well. I don't know what their pick situation looks like this year. Let's see if I can figure that out real quick. I didn't know they owned the Houston Rockets second round pick. So they have 5, 31, and 60 in this draft.
That trade probably works. Dort seems like I don't know how long Buddy Hield is going to be on that team either. They might need another wing. Same for Brogdon. I don't know how long he's going to be on that team. I don't know. I feel like Dort and Halliburton are around the same age.
I accidentally lost our mock spin there because I went to the Indiana page on Tankathon. So I bet I can just click back.
I wonder.
Oh, there we go.
Yep, that's it.
Think there's any interest from the Pacers in like a Isaiah Roby or Derek Favors as like a backup to Miles Turner?
I think both of those guys have negative trade value. That's not to be rude.
I'm just trying to get some new names involved here. That's
I
all.
know.
Yeah.
I know. Like, does
I
Trey
hear you.
Mann do something for you here? Would you rather do 12-34 and Trey Mann?
No.
Kind of depends on your evaluation of Trey versus Lou.
Yeah.
I think at some point something has to give with Thunder and backcourt players.
Yeah.
For sure.
There's just too many of them.
If I'm an Indiana fan, I think I feel a little bit more excited about Trey Mann's potential.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Justin, if if 12, 34, and Trey was on the table for you to go get Shaden, you wouldn't do it?
I don't think I would.
Are you that
I don't
high
think
on
I
Trey
would.
Mann?
I think it's a combination of that plus the unknownness of Shaden Sharp.
It's fair.
Like we're betting on optimism, right?
What if it's AJ Griffin? And you know that the injuries are okay.
I think I still say no.
Okay.
I think what we know is this is what I always come back to with draft trades is a draft pick or a draft selection is all based on optimism, right? Like it is you're drafting that off the best possible outcome.
Mm-hmm.
But we know that most often it's not the best possible outcome. I think at least what we've seen so far from Trey Mann is tangible. And I think what we've seen is a player that has a much higher value than pick 18. If you could go back, it's early, but if you could go back and redraft last year, I think he goes a lot higher. And you're probably still betting on some optimism too after a year of play. You're betting on that trend continuing a little bit, but it's a little more tangible than any of these rookies or any of the draft selections would be because you've actually seen it in an NBA game.
That's fair.
Yep.
Interesting. So our last team at pick number 5 is the Orlando Magic. I don't think we need to spend long on this because I don't think there's a trade to be had.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
Orlando has a full cupboard of picks after trading away Aaron Gordon and trading away Nikola Vucevic. They have young guys at every spot. I think the only players on the Thunder roster they would be interested in to trade off pick number 5 would be Shea or Giddey, and neither of those things are happening.
Yeah, I think they're more likely to be trying to trade up themselves in this situation.
Yeah.
Yep.
Agreed.
I don't think there's much appetite. Now, if they were trading back from 5 to like 6 or 5 to 7, there could be something there. I don't see them trading back to 12, though.
Could you move up by taking QAnon Isaac off their hands?
I doubt it. I've never actively watched an NBA player's trade value decline, not due to injury, in real time until last night.
Who is more untouchable right now? Jonathan Isaac or Enes Kanter?
No, Enes Kanter. Well, Enes Kanter is not good enough to play NBA basketball now. If Jonathan Isaac is healthy, I think he is.
Yep.
But wow.
Sorry,
Might be going
sorry
all
for just
natural
taking this podcast.
For this healing process, he legitimately might be just going all natural. And that's why it's taking so
Just
long.
let the bone heal on its own, baby. Insane. All right. So interesting. To recap real fast.
Jonathan, yes. No, I don't pod from my teenage girl's room. Damn it. The lights
I like
just
that you
changed.
said yes at first, though.
I thought about leaning into it, and then I was like, you know what? You're
That's
not getting that
creepy.
for me.
So to recap real quick, we don't think there's a trade up one spot from 12 to 11 with New York. We think there is one to get to 10 for Washington by giving them pick 12 and their pick that they owe OKC back. We didn't really see a pick with the New Orleans Pelicans. We do think 12 to 8 is possible if the Thunder trade 12, 30, Kenrich Williams and Mike Muscala for pick 8. Portland, we were a little iffy on trading pick 12 and Dort for pick number 7. Same thing with pick number 6, 12, Dort, and 34 to get to 6. I think that's kind of where we're at. Is that right?
Feels right.
It'll be interesting to see if the Thunder actively try to trade up from 12 on draft night. If we get any rumblings, we know Presti will be aggressive. I wonder what aggressive to Presti looks like in that range.
For sure. Depends. Obviously depends how the top picks shake out and who he's got his little heart set on. I mean, if you have some of those guys that we discussed, I think that's where it starts to feel more enticing, is when you start talking about some of the prospects. Like if so and so is available at this pick, it makes it much more valuable than, if they're already off the board.
Definitely. Before we're done with draft stuff and we move on to other things that are still kind of draft related, I wanted to ask you guys this, because I got this on a take-a-thon spin earlier. What would your preference be Tuesday night? Thunder so for those of you who have forgot or just don't know, whenever they read off the picks and what teams got what picks on Tuesday night, they start 14 and they work all the way down to 1. If they get to 12 and they announce pick 12 and they do not say Oklahoma City, that means pick 12 has jumped into the top 4. All right. So which of these scenarios do you guys prefer? They read off 14, Cleveland Cavaliers, 13, Charlotte Hornets, 12, New York Knicks, and you immediately know, oh shit, that pick jumped to the top 4. They get to pick 7, Oklahoma City, 6, whoever, 5, whoever, 4, Oklahoma City. So you get 4 and 7. Would you prefer that? We'll call that option A. Or option B, which is where they get to pick 12. They say Oklahoma City. At 7, they don't say anything Thunder related. 6, it's not Thunder. 5, it's not Thunder. 4, it's not Thunder. 3, it's not Thunder. You get pick 2. You want 2 and 12 or 4 and 7?
Oh, good Lord.
This is a riff on what we did last Sunday.
Yeah.
I think in this scenario,
this is an easy one for me, just so you guys know. It's a
you
very
said that
easy
last
one
week too. I think I go 4 and 7 this time. Last time I was okay. Last time I was in the 1 and 12 versus 3 and 6, right? That's what it was.
Mm-hmm.
I think this time I go 4 and 7.
All right.
Last week with 3 and 6.
Yeah.
And it was 3 and 6 and 1 and 12, right? So
Yeah.
What this week, it being 2 and 7, sorry, 2 and 12 or 4 and 7.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. If they read off that 12th pick and it's not Oklahoma City, I am crying and throwing up right next
Dude,
to
I will wherever we are live watching it at, I will puke profusely. I might also poop and pee, all 3 at the same time.
Wow.
With that being said, just give me 4 and 7.
Okay, I'm going 2 and 12, guys.
Okay.
Because you want
the
Chet.
reason I'm switching from last week is it's top 3 or bust for me.
That's fair.
It is top 3 or bust. At 4 and 7, I think you are getting Shaden or Jaden and AJ Griffin, Ben Mathurin, Jalen Duren. I would much rather get the second choice of Chet, Paulo, Jabari, and then take who I can get at 12 or try one of these trade ups. Take a Sohan, take a Dyson Daniels, take a whoever is at that spot and get in that top 3. To me, it is top 3 or bust.
Fair argument.
I don't know if I'm ready for Tuesday. I'm gonna be a nervous wreck.
I'm gonna overthink it.
Speaking of Tuesday, we want to let you guys know that we will be recording a podcast. We'll be live right here on YouTube, on Twitter, on Facebook, Tuesday night at 8:30 p.m. Central Time. So 7:30 p.m. Central Time is when we will officially know the lottery order. They'll probably they do a 30-minute show on ESPN from 7 Central to 7:30 Central. They'll probably start making the announcements on the picks at like 7:25, and it'll just take 5 minutes for them to burn through that. They'll do 14 through 5, then they'll cut to a commercial, then they'll come back and do that top 4. We're going to give it an hour to simmer, and then we will all be live right here. So make your plans Tuesday night after you watch the lottery to join us at 8:30 p.m. Central Time right here on YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook as we break down everything you will need to know about those Thunder draft picks and how the lottery shakes out. With that being said, Silva, let's tell the people a little bit about the sponsors for the week before we move on. What's up, Thunder fans? This is Jacob from the Uncontested podcast, and I'm here to let you know that we have fully redesigned our merch store to get you the best Thunder swag available. Just visit cottonbureau.com and search the Uncontested podcast to find all of our new designs. That's cottonbureau.com and search the Uncontested podcast to find new drops like Josh Giddey's Wizard of Oz or an ode to the Trey Man step back. We've also got all the classics like Dortal Combat, Liu Tang Clan, and everyone's favorite MVP, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. The best part? You can get any design and the style of apparel you want. So if you're gearing up for the summer and want a tank top, needing a hoodie for the winter in Australia, or you're wanting a Pokemon onesie for your baby, we've got you covered. Make sure to go to cottonbureau.com and search the Uncontested podcast to get your new Thunder gear today. All right, gentlemen, to close out the show tonight, I wanted to do something a little bit different. And so I came up with this plan. We're going to look at the 4 worst teams in the NBA, which are Houston Rockets, Detroit Pistons, Orlando Magic, and the Oklahoma City Thunder. We're going to take all the players off those 4 teams and put them into a pool. And then the 3 of us are going to snake draft out of that pool 5 players. Okay. Now we're not trying to build a starting 5. So you don't need like a point guard and a center and a wing. Think of it more as like an NBA expansion draft where you're just taking the best talent available to put on your team. And the whole point of this practice here is let's see which of these teams have like the most valuable players, the highest blue chip pieces, not blue cheap, blue chip pieces currently in their rebuild. Okay. So for those listeners who do not know, the way a snake draft works is, since there's 3 of us here, one of us will pick first, someone will pick second, someone will pick third, and then we're going to flip the order. So round 2, whoever picked third will pick first. Whoever picked second will stay at second. Whoever picked first will pick third. So we just keep reversing the order. We got to come up with an order. And what we're going to do is the order of who logged on to StreamYard here first.
Bummer.
So Silva gets pick 1. I get pick 2. Justin gets pick 3. But Justin, you get the double pick. You get 3, 4. I'll get 5. Silva will get 6, but then he gets first pick next round, so it'll be 7. We're going to go until we each have 5 players. Again, we are drafting out of a pool of all Thunder, Magic, Piston, and Rockets players. So, Silva, congratulations. You are first on the board. Who is your selection?
You say congratulations, but all of a sudden I'm feeling a ton of pressure to get this right.
How do you think Sam Presti feels, buddy?
Oh, God. Okay, let's see. It's really between 2 for me. I need to factor in everything here. Let's see. You know what? Give me Cade Cunningham.
Oh, all right. Cade Cunningham is off the board. Silva is selecting him very first. Interesting. This is an easy one for me then. My pick is going to be Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Justin, you are up.
I got to think about 2 picks. I'm going
What are you thinking through?
Well, I feel like the obvious next pick is Jalen Green.
Mm-hmm.
But pick Jalen Green. But then I feel like this is where it starts to get interesting.
Sorry, did you say with pick 3 you are taking Jalen?
I'm gonna take Jalen.
Okay.
I feel like he makes the most sense. After that, it opens up quite a bit.
Oh, yeah.
Think
You think it opens up quite a bit at this? Well, I think there's 2 guys you can pick from here.
yeah, I mean, I'm thinking right now, I'm thinking Jeremy Grant.
Oh, that's not a guy I was thinking about.
No.
Interesting.
Let me ask this question. Are we
Okay.
talking like, what's the premise of this experiment? Is it like putting a team together, just
We're not putting a
riding
team
into
together
the
to play
future?
tomorrow.
Okay.
Again, I think the best way to look at it is us 3 are the GMs of the 3 brand new teams in the
Okay.
NBA, and there's an expansion
Not
draft where
necessarily
everybody's
trying to
available.
put together like the best team right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're trying
Then
to get
Jeremy
the best
Grant,
talent.
That's why that would be why I would take Jeremy Grant.
Jeremy would
Like,
help you win a basketball game tomorrow.
Correct.
But I think we are looking at like just
Okay.
taking the best talent available for our franchise moving forward.
Okay. In that case, probably not Jeremy Grant. Josh Giddey.
Is that who you want to take?
And he's Josh Giddey. Maybe. Yeah, I think Josh Giddey.
All right.
I'm gonna go with Josh Giddey.
Taking Josh. Okay. I said there was 2 guys for me at that spot. You just took one off the board, so the other one becomes easy for me. I am taking Franz Wagner.
Damn it.
Nice.
All right.
Silva, you are on the board, and you get 2 picks here.
Oh, boy. Oh, God. Okay.
Jonathan Isaac.
Oh, my
I think at this point is where it gets kind of difficult.
Yeah, it does. Okay, I see. Got my eyes locked onto one here. Wow. All right. Definitely gonna go Sadiq Bey.
Okay.
Nice.
That feels like a solid pick. He's still relatively young.
You're just taking all Pistons so far.
I know. Damn, it's like I'm not.
Killian Hayes up next.
I'm not taking Jeremy Grant. I'm not taking Jeremy Grant. Oh God. Give me. Oh, I'm gonna regret this. Give me. What position does Sadiq Bey play? 3?
I think you play him 3 or 4.
I thought we weren't supposed to worry about positions.
Yeah. Don't worry about positions.
Jalen Suggs.
Okay, that's a good pick. That's who I
Okay.
was going to take if you didn't take him.
Wow.
I love how much anxiety this is very clearly giving Silva.
I'm clearly in a war room right now based on the color.
That's funny. Okay, I'll take him then. I'll get Jeremy Grant at this point. How old is Jeremy Grant?
Good question.
I'm looking it up right now. Jeremy Grant is
28.
28 years old. Yeah, I'll take Jeremy Grant. I'm fine with that.
Solid.
Yep. I think that is solid. For me, next,
You're making picks 3 and 4 right now, right, Justin?
Gosh, yes. The double picks, man. Jacob's just living it easy, one pick at a time.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm very intrigued at this point by Şengün. I'm also intrigued by Trey Mann, Lou Dort. I'm intrigued by Cole Anthony.
Oh. When I make lists of things that intrigue me, Cole Anthony is nowhere near the list.
I think I'm probably going with Şengün.
Şengün. All right.
And then, because I have to make another pick.
Yes, you do.
I think I'm taking Trey Mann next.
Okay, I like it. You can have Trey Mann. I will take Lou Dort here. I am very comfortable taking Dort in that spot.
Jacob's getting an old team.
Yeah. Do I pick
kind of
twice here?
am. Yes, you are picking twice here. This will be pick 3 and 4 for you as well, right?
Yep. It'll be
No,
4
5
and
and
5.
6. 4 and whatever. 4 and 5.
4 and 5. Okay, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So this finishes out your team here, Silva.
Okay. Give me a Wendell Carter Jr.
All righty.
I like him still.
He is yours.
And then, oh God, I gotta think about intangibles here with some of the remaining options.
Again, you're not building a team that's like going to win
Right.
a team tomorrow. Just a team
Well,
that's full of talent.
Trying to think of
Yeah.
a team full of players that will not go to an insurrection.
A team that doesn't think the COVID vaccine turns you into a mind-eating zombie.
Right.
A mind-eating zombie on and off the court.
Just go ahead and give me Mo Bamba.
Oh my gosh. Okay. You can have him.
Sold.
Yeah.
So this would be the final pick for me.
Yeah.
I've got guys left like an Alexei Pokashevsky, a Marvin Bagley, Killian Hayes, Fultz, Hampton, Cole Anthony, Jayshawn Tate, who's like 30, Christian Wood, who's dumb. Gosh, this is a tough pick. I think I got to stick to my guns, guys. I've got to stick to my guns.
Oh,
I am going Alexei Pokashevsky.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Wow.
He's still like one of the youngest guys on that entire list.
Mhm.
Homer.
I know. I got 3 Thunder guys on my team.
And I have 0. I got 0.
Whoa, easy. Compensating over here.
I know.
Yeah, this is tough at this point.
You just have one. You have one pick left.
Yeah, I got one left. So this is my last selection as well. Looking at Marvin Bagley potentially.
That's what I was thinking.
JRE, if you feel really high about JRE.
You've got basket cases like Jonathan Isaac and Kevin Porter Jr. left
Kevin
on the
Porter
board.
Jr. was the only other one I was going to mention, but yeah, like
Talent
you said,
versus
is he
can
going to play
not do something really stupid?
or is he going to walk off the court in the middle of the game? Who knows? Nobody knows.
He would have walked off the court for the Suns tonight. I guarantee you that.
Oh, I think I'd probably go Bagley. It feels like the safe choice. Like JRE, good. Do I want to like build my team around him? Maybe not. Like maybe
Bagley feels like the
maybe
most star
Bagley
potential there.
can get. Yeah, you could rehab him and turn him into something great.
I like it. All right, Silva, what was your 5?
Well, guys, I think I blew it. I think I'd be a bad GM because my team is not good. It is Cade Cunningham. Love that.
Good start.
Got right next to him, starting at the other guard position. We got Jalen Suggs. Terrible rookie year. At the 3, we got Sadiq Bey. Feeling pretty good about that. Already has rapport with old Cade. And here's where I really blew it. And you guys knew I blew it as soon as I took this player. Wendell Carter Jr. I guess he's going to play the 4.
He's good, man. I
He's
do
good.
like Wendell a lot.
He's good. And then Mo Bamba.
Mo, I got hose.
Got to think about marketing. Definitely.
Got to sell tickets.
Yeah.
I love it. All right, my 5. I don't have positions for these dudes, but I have Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, Lou Dort, Franz Wagner, Jeremy Grant, and Alexei Pokashevsky. I like my team. My team, shortest guy on my team is Dort.
Yeah.
Franz, Grant, and Poku are all like 6'8" or taller. SGA 6'6". Like I've got a very like
Long boy gang.
this is a very Sam Presti roster.
No, pat yourself on the back.
It is like there's a lot of length, a lot of versatility here.
It's the Thunder plus Franz Wagner. It's basically
Yeah,
what you
because Jeremy
described.
Grant did play for the Thunder. So yes. No shit. It's a Sam
Congrats.
Presti roster. All right, Justin, tell us what is yours.
Mine is Jalen Green, Josh Giddey, Şengün, Trey Mann, and Marvin Bagley.
You got a lot of shooting.
Got
and
a lot
no
of shooting,
defense.
no defense.
Nice playmaking, I think.
Some nice pick and roll action. Şengün and Bagley would probably be fun paired alongside Gideon Green, and then Trey Mann.
And Bray for that man.
Well, I was gonna say when you bite on the pick and roll, they just kick it out to Trey Mann for a 3.
Yeah, Trey can run the pick and roll if you want him to.
Yep.
Jalen Green could be your spot up. It's fascinating. It is
fun.
fascinating. All right, gentlemen.
I think I win, in my humble opinion.
Yeah.
Touche. So the point of this exercise was to see like which teams have the highest end talent.
So who did we take the most from?
That's a good question. For Detroit players, I took 1.
I took 1.
I took 2.
So we have 4 Detroit players off the board. What about Orlando players?
None.
I took 3.
I took 1. So 4 Detroit players,
Okay.
4 Orlando players. Houston players.
I have 2.
0.
0.
Yikes.
Yee.
Thunder players.
I have 3.
3. So we took 5, but we are also a
Homer
Thunder
pod.
podcast and
Yeah.
probably biased. But I think that just tells us.
Yeah.
So you look at those 4 teams. We took more Thunder players than anybody else.
Yep.
We took 3 Thunder players in the top 4 picks. Sorry, not 4 picks. Took 2 Thunder players in the top 4 picks. Is that right?
Yeah, I took Giddy at
4.
Yep.
Yeah. So 2 of the top 4 are Thunder players. Which of these teams has the most assets moving forward? It's the Oklahoma City Thunder. I think that should give us some hope for the rebuild. I think the Thunder are in a good spot, and they are just armed to the teeth. They are in the best position, I think, of these 4. Now we're talking about the 4 worst teams in the league, so take that as you will. But I think the Thunder are in a really good position to really climb out of that hole, which is exactly what you want.
It'd be cool to do this again, like next season or after the draft, something like that.
Yeah,
Compare,
that'd be a
contrast.
lot of fun. Gentlemen, any other thoughts before we log off tonight?
Let's all pour one out for the Phoenix Suns.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Did you
Goodbye.
see the quote from Monty Williams?
No.
They asked him why DeAndre Ayton only played 17 minutes. And the quote on Twitter from Rohan Nadkarni says, Monty Williams says in the most stern voice I've ever heard him use, it's internal.
Oh, wow.
Yikes.
You trading pick 3 for DeAndre Ayton straight up?
I knew that was coming. No?
No.
No, I'm
No.
not doing it. I
'Cause
don't.
you
I
also
don't
gotta
want.
pay
I
him
don't
on
want to.
max.
I don't want to pay a guy that Monty Williams thinks has internal problems
Mm-hmm.
a max contract this summer.
Yikes.
Yee.
It's interesting. All right, Silva, let's play that outro music, folks. 2 days. By the time you're listening to this, probably 1 day to the NBA draft lottery. Hope you guys enjoy it. Keep your fingers crossed. Wear your lucky stuff on Tuesday, whatever that is, as long as it's clothes. Don't not go to work naked or anything. That'd be awkward. Hopefully the birthday suit isn't the lucky clothes for you. Make sure to join us 8:30 p.m. Central Time on Tuesday night, 1 hour after the lottery is announced, because we will be live here on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube, breaking everything down for you. It's going to be a must listen. We'll also have a Twitter Space Monday for you, so join us Monday evening on twitter.com, just at @the_uncontested. Lots of content coming your way this week. Arguably the biggest day of the year for the Oklahoma City Thunder, maybe second biggest if you consider the draft and some trades they can make. But this lottery is going to determine a lot for this team. We cannot wait for whatever happens so we can break it all down and enjoy it with you guys. Have a great beginning of your week. And until next time, and as always, Thunder up.